Hey guys, CruiseNickX back with more Final Fantasy XIV in the Path of the Machinist. I apologize for the lack of background sound and music in this particular video, but unfortunately, at the time of this posting, I realized that the sound was garbled in my last two live streams, so unfortunately you guys are getting the commentary, which I promise you will not sound garbled as in the actual video, which is why I've muted the background video and pretty much brought this to fruition. Anyways, when we last left off in the Machinist storyline, we have been dealing with Tettle Grinch of the House Zemael, who's just been a major jerk throughout this entire quest line. He just does not give up. And he wants to prove that knights are the big dogs on campus. Anyways, just to show you, I did gear up before this quest with hollowed gear, but hollowed gear is so ugly I decided to glamour it with the strife gear, so as you can see, I look pretty damn good. So we're going to talk to Stephanivien and do the level 56 quest, Wheels of Justice. Let's get right down to it. Greetings, Chris. Is this not a wonderful day to be a machinist? Lord Stephanivien de Halanot, you and the Sky Steel Manufactory employees under your authority are hereby charged with fomenting insurrection. Insurrection? My dear sir, I have fomented nothing of the sort. You stand accused of arming commoners with weapons of war, and discharging said weapons within the locality of the Broom. Ah, that little scene when we liberated Joy's father. Henceforth, the manufactory shall remain under Temple Knight surveillance. Should you fail to refute the accusations against you within the allotted time, punishment may include seizure of your workshop and imprisonment for all those deemed accomplices to the crime. The fury take that smirking fox! Tettle Grinch knew we would attempt the rescue. Once they set their sights on summit, them Temple Knights is like a bandersnatch with a bone. You'd best say farewell to your workshop. They'll not take my manufactory. I will think of something. And this is how the quest starts. Alright, so let's talk to the others before we do anything else. We talked to Celisto first. That Tettle Grinch bastard's always 2 steps ahead. Joy? How could they have twisted my dad's rescue as an act of insurrection? I can't talk today. And Rostenthal said the same thing he said in the cutscene, so I wasn't really worried. Let's talk to Stephanivien. 'Tis difficult to prove the truth of something one has not done. Mayhap the wiser course would be to provide evidence of Tettle Grinch's wrongdoing. He's a clever bastard, though, that one. You might try. Yeah, but I'd best not overstep me bounds. Me contract's almost done in any case, and I'll be moving on no matter what happens to the workshop. Our instructor, he sure don't like to get involved. As for me, I'll see if I can find any strings connecting House Zemael to their crimes. The Forgotten Knights should be a good place to start. I don't know what I'd do without the workshop. I'll see if I can't get some folks talking. And that leaves you and me, Chris. I believe I shall remain here in the manufactory to occupy the gaze of the Temple Knights, whilst you aid Celisto with his inquiries. Alright, so we gotta meet Celisto at the Forgotten Knight. Now, in all fairness, I could have teleported. Oh, did I teleport? I forgot. I could have ran all the way there, but I just teleported. I was feeling particularly lazy that day. I think, what time was it when I did this live stream? 4:53. Yeah, definitely. I had to get to bed right after this. So let's speak with Celisto now. I appreciate you coming out, Chris. It's a bit hard planning art in the workshop, what with the Temple Knights eyeballing our every move. We should be able to talk freely in here, though. Do you recall that bloke as was standing guard over Joy's dad? Aye, Fredio is his name. He took to marksmanship with a passion, and hadn't missed a single day of training. Not until today. I got suspicious, of course, and decided to pay a visit to his home. Right away you could see the door had been kicked in, so I went inside and had me a proper look. That's when I found a ragged feather just lying there on the floor amidst the bits of broken furniture. If I wanted to keep me hands clean, then maybe I'd hire me some thugs from out of town to do to poor Fredio. Thugs what might otherwise make a living poaching wild chocobos. I suggest you talk to Lord Stephanivien and make a trip out to Tailfeather. I'll keep poking around here in the city and see what else crawls out of the stonework. Alright, so we ended up going to Tailfeather, and there's Sidurgu and Riel, who are pretty much always in the Forgotten Night. They never hang anywhere else. And this is the one part where I derp all over the place and just end up teleporting right to Jeweled Crozier. I go to Jeweled Crozier a lot, so I'm kind of used to doing that sort of thing, and I'll derp all over the place, and then I'll be like, wait, the Jeweled Crozier isn't where I wanted to go. This is ridiculous. But yeah, I'm now back at the Skysteel Manufactory, which I don't know how that happened, but anyway, so we've talked to Celisto. I don't know what's taking me so long to do this, though. Let's speak to Steve and get rid. This may be our best lead. If we can track down the man who first employed Fredio, then we shall have a solid link to House Zemael. Let us waste no time. Onwards to the Dravanian Fordlands, and to Tailfeather. Alright, so I always forget where certain things are because I've been playing this game so long, and it gets kind of ridiculous after a while. Alright, so we're in Tailfeather, and we had to search for Stephanivien to complete the quest. He was right across the bridge, though, so it's not really that much of a problem. Good news, Chris! I have spoken with some few of these hunter fellows, and they told me of a trio of ruffians that passed through here dragging a man matching Fredio's description. We shall scour the forest to the south, if you will look to the north. Do not wait for us. Should you find these ruffians, then pray confront them ere Fredio comes to further harm. And of course, it always leaves me. I mounted up because, thank God, with Chris Valentine, I was able to fly all over the place in terms of Heavensward content. I actually had trouble with a couple of these. And there's the suspicious fellow. Found him really quickly.
No witnesses! Cut this one's throat as well!
Alright, so I totally forget sometimes to deploy my turret when I'm a machinist. It still rings true even when I'm even when I'm in a dungeon as a machinist, because I'm not really too worried about the rotation here. And of course, machinists don't have healing capabilities or anything like Bard has. There's Fredo. Alright, let's rescue him. I hate how some of these these interaction timers take so long. It's ridiculous.
My thanks. I did not expect to see another dawn.
Fredo! Not leaking blood, are you? Splendid! You gave us quite a scare.
Forgive me, my lord. Those men, they dragged me from home. Said they'd hurt me if I didn't swear false witness to the Temple Knights.
You were forced to substantiate their accusations. Then you merely need withdraw your testimony to strengthen our position. 'Twould be a boon if we were also able to provide some manner of physical evidence. Well, I found this. A seal of House Samael. 'Twould explain how the ruffians who snatched Fredo were able to enter the city without challenge. Aye, this shall do nicely.
I'm truly sorry, my lord. All it took was one little beating for me to repay your kindness with betrayal. I'll not darken your doorstep again.
What nonsense! You hardly had a choice in the matter. Continue your training at the manufactory, however, and you'll become more than a match for thugs such as these. Even without a noble's wealth or prestige, a common man can earn himself independence. You'll see that a machinist's firearm is more than just shooting dragons. It can help set you free. His lordship's vision will change Ishgard for the better. Come with us, Fredo. Become the spear and the shield that our city needs.
I'd like that. I'd like to feel like I'm worth something.
We all make mistakes, my dear fellow. The trick is to learn from them and rise stronger from every defeat. Come, let us return to the manufactory. Well, there's a happy ending for you. All right, so we head back to Ishgard. And I don't know, I feel like lately in the PS4 version of the game, I've been loading a lot slower. I'm not sure if that's true or not, but who knows in that aspect of things. I could have just ran to the Skysteel manufactory, but I chose to teleport the short distance from Ethernet Plaza to the manufactory, and then I just stood there with but anyway, we had a good run of that. The tables have turned, my friend. I've submitted the evidence you found to the Temple Knights. With the aid of Fredo's new testimony, we had enough proof to lodge a counter-accusation against Terrorgrinch. The wheels of justice have begun to turn, and we shall soon be free of these baser suspicions. Meanwhile, 'twould seem Rosenstahl has been busy developing yet another machinist technique for you to master. Allow me to pass on his instructions. And with that, we've completed the level 56 quest for Machinist. With it, we have earned the ability of Dismantle. I don't remember what Dismantle does. I know I'm probably going to check it out right now. It lowers target damage dealt by 10%. Alright, so it was a debuff that really didn't do much in my repertoire. But yeah, that was it for that particular quest line. In the next episode, we'll be doing another commentary, and we'll be doing the level 58 quest, Taking the Fall. And as you can see, we'll learn Hypercharge from that. But with that being said, that's it for this commentary, and that's it for this episode of Cruisenix Purgatory. I want to thank you all for watching, and I apologize in advance for the lack of background noise or music and this commentary mostly. Anyways, that's it for this episode of Cruisenix Purgatory. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you all enjoyed the show. As always, if you're watching this on Twitch or live at PlayStation and you like this show, click the follow button below and be sure to turn on notifications. If you're watching this on YouTube and you like this video, click the like button below and leave a comment. Subscribe to my channel by clicking here. Click here to watch more by me. Click here to watch the next episode of Path of the Machinist, and click here to watch the previous one. Until next time, Cruisenix X signing out.